Hello, this is Kevin with Bangit Inc. And today we're talking about BidMetrics release 3.3 that just came out not too long ago. And we've been talking about SkyBridge, which is a program that lets us take Sage estimates and WinS estimates from their native products and import their estimates into SkyBridge, and to be able to do something called a closeout, which would also then turn around and create a new estimate in the appropriate product from my BidMetrics estimate. So in this video, I want to take a look at how to do a closeout, how to push this file from BidMetrics back into my Sage estimate, and kind of what transfers and what doesn't transfer with this first, release of it. So let's get started. Couple things to pay attention to. So the first thing, this is green. That lets me know my SkyBridge is connected to an environment at the moment. Here's a particular bid that I've got some information entered for. So as I go through there and look, I could tell that I've got, all the different totals and who's bidding what sections in here. So, I could go into each metrics, and each metrics might have, multiple subs of who's bid and who's below and things like that. So the main thing that I'm looking at here is, at this point, I'm going to say that I'm done. I've got all my different bidders in there. Bid day's over. I've got all the low combinations selected and so forth. So this is what I ended up with. So as I look at this project, I got a project here that's $80,000. Now, if I take a look at my totals and markups, I'll notice that I've got a markup at the moment for a 10% fee that basically comes out to fee, and that comes out with a gross total at, my $88,978. So one thing that doesn't come over, at least in this first release, is markups. So anything I have for markups, once I transfer the estimate back into Sage Estimating, I might have to go back and add, fees, bonds, whatever other markups I had or something of that nature to that estimate to get that part set, back up. So this estimate basically was brought in from, estimating to begin with. I've done the bid day on it, so that way it knows if I take a look at if I take a look at like one of the scopes here, it has all the different items that were in my estimate in here, so that way it knows how to relate all this money back into, some of the line items that I had previously and so forth. So as I take a look at this, that's going to be one thing I'm going to note is this is the dollar amount I expect to see. This might be something I have to add to it manually, at least with this first release of it. So with that being said, this is a closeout button. So this is going off right now, and it's actually creating an estimate over in Sage Estimating. So if you notice, I'm now over my Sage Estimating, and there's my estimate where it's brought all the line items back into my estimate. Now, with that being said, it is also, if I take a look at back here, I said that I was expecting, $80,000 and some. So down here, I could tell that I see the exact same grand total for my estimate. So if I take a look at my total page, I see the same thing. So this is why I was saying earlier that, any of my add-ons, at least for this first release, doesn't come over quite yet, but at least all the detail does. So if we take a look at the detail, some of the things that also has come over along for the ride is, and I don't know if I've got that column turned on right now. It doesn't look like I do. So I'm going to come over here to somewhere in my spreadsheet and say insert. Maybe. Do it again. There it is. And let's say name. And there's basically, each person that's bid on it and basically their name right next to the dollars. So it's basically went back and it has all the similar line items as my original estimate, but it's basically updated all my pricing to be whatever I've got from my BidMetrics information. And it's updated the sub of who's been selected. So now with a little bit of, adjusting maybe a few things, I could actually transfer this estimate over to my job cost system, my, Sage Intacct or my Sage 300 CRE, something of that nature as far as into, run the project. So it's just a nice way to be able to take my estimate from BidMetrics, get it back into estimating so I can, review my cost codes, get my cost codes all matched up with my job cost system and so forth, and then to get the, initial budget set up. And that's pretty much what it takes to look at to close an estimate. So it's just a nice way to, there again, get that estimate from BidMetrics back into Sage Estimating to do other reporting on, field reports on, transferring to job costs, some of those type of things. Thanks for watching.